Good morning, everybody. I'm Tlish, and you're watching Coffee and Clicks. I just wanted to thank everybody that's viewing on YouTube, at home, or wherever you are viewing Coffee and Clicks and tuning in every so often. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and enjoy today's episode of Coffee and Clicks. Hi, I'm Tlish, and you're watching Coffee and Clicks. Today we're going to be doing a Justice League Unlimited Brick unboxing, so I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. So, here's the brick. On this side. Put these to the side. Oh, actually, I can keep them. I'll keep them up front. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we got in our first booster. First booster of the brick. Get anything good? Well, we have we have Green Lantern. This looks like the Justice Lord's Green Lantern. We have Star Labs Scientist, Static, Uncommon Superman, and the Flash at 30 points. That's the Flash that turns into Lex Luthor in that they swap identities in the cartoon. So I'm actually going to take a look at the Uncommon Superman because I think he's pretty neat. He has a 10-point line. He has a 95 out of 10-point line. So let's look at Uncommon Superman, Justice Lord Superman. There's his sculpt. You can see him better like this. Here's his card. So, Uncommon Superman, Justice Lord's Kryptonian Metropolis, Reporter, and Ruler keywords. Real name Kal-El. He has the Justice Lord's trait. When Superman damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions deal that character one unavoidable damage. If that character is not KO'd, immediately heal it one click. Okay, so that's a pretty cool trait and that's common to all the Justice Lord's pieces in the Justice League Unlimited set. And then if you paid 95 points for Superman, he has Lobotomize, free once per game. Make a range attack that deals penetrating damage. Not too shabby. And then for 10 points, if you paid 10 points for him, he has Applesauce. During Force Construction, Superman gains the Justice Lords and Robot keywords and loses all other keywords. So, and then he has a number of powers on his card. And if we turn it over, he is 95 or 10 points. At that 10-point line, though, I really think he's useful. He has a sidestep with 10 attack, 18 defense with toughness, and 3 damage with close combat expert. So he is a good filler for robot teams as a 10-point robot. I mean, especially if you can't get your hands on Brainiac, who's also a 10-point filler for robot teams. But as a cheaper alternative, I think. And pretty good piece. This Superman is pretty neat for 10 points. I mean, also his 95 point line, he has 9 movement with charge, 11 attack, super strength, 18 defense, invincible with indomitable, and 4 damage with leadership, with 4 range. So not bad, you know, as like a 95 point brick, but I think I like him at his 10 point line. So we got 2 Justice Lords in that pack, Green Lantern and Superman. So not bad for our first booster. Let's look at our second booster. Trying to use the scissors so that we keep the boosters intact without ripping them too much. Should really get an X-Acto knife. Hoping for Dark Side. I'm hoping for... Well, I think I like all the chases, so I'm not really too concerned with which chase I get from the... Because I did get a case, not a brick, so I'm sure that I'm going to get at least one chase. Now let's see what we have here. Green Lantern. This is the common Green Lantern. The Question is an uncommon. Uncommon Green Arrow, Speedy, and Cadmus Labs Scientist. So let's look at the Question. There's the Question. Very cool card, the Question. Very cool piece, the Question. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it before, but it's a Justice League detective, martial artist, and reporter keywords. Real name unknown. He's got the Justice League Unlimited trait, which you'll see a lot. It's at the beginning of your turn. Roll a d6. If you roll a 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with the Justice League keyword. It's 100 points or less. You could do that as many times as you want for as many Justice Leaguers you have on your team with that trait. And then he has a really good power here, a really good trait, Question Authority. Power, if there's no d6 on this card, roll a d6 and place it on this card. Whenever a character within 6 squares in line of fire makes an attack roll, you may remove the d6 from this card and replace the die in the roll with it. So that's just it's kind of like a Q Trillane type power, although this one is a power action and it requires line of fire, but it's still pretty good because you know, don't forget this is only an uncommon, and very accessible to get this piece, to use that kind of a potent power for an uncommon. That's really good. He also has asking questions at the end of your turn. Smoke cloud at no cost, but only to generate 1 marker. So you know, he's basically always in stealth, because he does have stealth. And I like that the stealth power is just called question mark. That's really cool. He's also an outwitter. So let's look at his dial. So he is 0 range. A little bit of a glare, but 7 movement with stealth, 10 attack with that special power, 17 defense with combat reflexes, and 2 damage with outwit. And he's got the Justice League team ability, and he's also 40 only 40 points. And let me show you his sculpt. There's the Question. It's a little too close to see his face, but he has no face, so that's okay. And there he is. It's a little bit fuzzy. Also, we did get a team-up card in this pack. So the team-up card is for Green Arrow. and it's a team up with Aquaman. If the listed friendly characters on the map, Green Arrow has swimming, and opposing effects can't give action tokens to Green Arrow. Okay, so it's basically the normal uncommon Green Arrow, but with that team up card where you can team him up with Aquaman. So there's 2 right there. We'll go to our next booster. Oh, it looks like we got our Chase. Oh, wow. Cool. All right, so we have Wonder Woman, common Wonder Woman, Dr. Tracy Simmons, which is an uncommon, Solomon Grundy, which is a rare, and then we have Amanda Waller, common Amanda Waller, and then we have Gorilla Grodd as our Chase. So that is very exciting. I like Gorilla Grodd. I was hoping to get him. He was one of my favorite ones. So him, Brainiac, maybe Black Vulcan. Black Vulcan's really good. But I like Gorilla Grodd a lot, so this is exciting. So we'll take a look at Gorilla Grodd. And he's got a nice sculpt there, so... Oh, so big. So big in this, I think I have the camera too close to the table. Let's see if we can lay him down. Ah! There he is. And this is the, there was a question about whether he should be brown or black, because I think in the cartoon he is black in Justice League Unlimited, but I think this is the Super Friends version of Gorilla Grodd, which is brown. And he's got, you can kind of see it right there. He's got a 4 range on his dial, 8 movement with a special power, 10 attack with super strength, 17 defense with toughness, and 3 damage with empower. Do I have him on the right click there? I'm just making sure. Yeah, I do. Okay. And let's look at his card to see what he does. So his real name is GRODD. He has the Injustice League, Legion of Doom, Animal, and Ruler keywords. He's got a Let's Cause Trouble trait, which is the opposite of the Super Friends Trouble Alert trait. Sideline active. Friendly characters have free if this character critical hit this turn, or made it the 3rd attack this turn to hit all opposing targets. Place a character from your sideline that can use a Let's Cause Trouble trait adjacent on its blue starting line. At the beginning of your turn, if Gorilla Grodd started the game due to the Let's Cause Trouble trait, roll a d6, 4 through 6, return Gorilla Grodd to your sideline. Which is interesting because it's not, you don't KO Gorilla Grodd like the Trouble Alerts do. Or you don't deal them a damage. Instead, they return to your sideline. And I'm supposing that once they're returned to your sideline, you can use them again. So that's interesting. I'm not sure about that, though. And then he has another trait, Curses the Flash. You foiled me again. Characters that can use hypersonic speed. Modify attack +2 when attacking only Gorilla Grodd. Characters that can use hypersonic speed. Modify defense +2 when Gorilla Grodd attacks them. That's because he is a villain of the Flash. And then he has a trait, Revenge on Gorilla City. free once per turn for all characters with this effect. Roll a d6. 3 through 4. Give each opposing character within 4 squares of Gorilla Grodd that occupies hindering terrain an action token. And if you roll a 5 or a 6, instead of an action token, it's 1 penetrating damage. And that's good because there are a lot of maps that have hindering terrain. So, and then this last special power is also really good. He leap climb. It's leap climb and mind control. When Gorilla Grodd uses leap climb and moves 4 squares or less, after resolutions he can use either mind control or quake at no cost. So, little move and attack power there with mind control or quake. That's really, really good for. I mean, you can play him at full, but I mean, honestly, a lot of people will play him at 10-point dial, which has that special power. I showed his dial at his 10-point dial when I was showing his sculpt, but he also has a 40-point dial, as you can see, and he has the Justice League team ability as well. So that's Gorilla Grodd. Very happy to get him. Let's open up the next booster. So far, very happy with this brick, just because of Gorilla Grodd. So, but I also want to see what kind of super rares I get. I haven't opened a super rare yet, so we'll see what super rares come up. There are some pretty good super rares in this set. As you can tell, I haven't really figured out this actually opening the boosters thing yet. I really probably, instead of scissors, box cutter would be a lot easier. Let's see what we got in this 4th booster. Okay, so it looks like we have a Joker. We have a Martian Manhunter. A Huntress. A Dr. Emil Hamilton. And a Wonder Woman. So, the Martian Manhunter, I think that's a rare. Oh, but it's a team-up card with Green Arrow. So, I mean, the Joker, I think, I'm really glad that I got a Joker because I'm collecting a whole bunch of Jokers and Dr. Fates, like I think everybody else is. But I would like to look at Martian Manhunter just to see the team-up card. But yeah, the Joker is a great piece too. For those of you who don't know what the Joker does, you can play him plus 2 extra of him at the beginning of the game. So you can play 3 Jokers, but 2 of them don't count for any points, and you don't know which one is which at the beginning of the, or you don't have to tell your opponent which one is which at the beginning of the game. And the Jokers all have plasticity and sidestep and shape change and super senses, and when they hit their shape change, they make more Jokers. So they can be very annoying. Oh, and they also have poison. So yeah, those Jokers are really annoying for the opponent and really cool. But this is Martian Manhunter. That's him laying down, getting the sun. That's him standing up. You could play him at 100 or 50 points. And he has, I have 2 cards here. One the regular card and one the team-up card. I'm going to show you the team-up card. Team up with Green Arrow. If the listed friendly characters on the map, Martian Manhunter can use probability control, but only when targeted by a range attack. Okay, so if you have Green Arrow on your team and this Martian Manhunter, then you can give Martian Manhunter prob against range attacks. He also has the Justice League Unlimited trait, which we already saw, where he removes action tokens. And then he has a trait called Shapeshifting and Intangibility. Shape Change Super Senses. When Martian Manhunter uses Shape Change and succeeds, you may change the target of that attack to a character other than the attacker that is adjacent to Martian Manhunter, even if otherwise an illegal target. Okay, so if you have somebody adjacent, an opponent adjacent, you might be able to get your opponent to attack himself, to attack another friendly character of his. So that's interesting. It's kind of like that morph from the Dark Phoenix set, where you can shape change into opposing attacks, kind of. So that's cool. But that's a really good defensive trait. And then he has mind control and phasing teleport. When Martian Manhunter uses phasing teleport and moves 4 squares or less, after resolutions he may make a close attack. Okay, so move and attack ability there, where he can phase, kind of a phase charge. And then he also has mind control, and he's a flyer. So actually I really like this Martian Manhunter, especially at his 50-point line. So he has a 100-point line where he's got 10 movement, 11 attack, 18 defense, and 4 damage with leadership. 18 defense with invincible. But for 50 points, he's really good as well, because he still has that 11 attack, and he goes from invincible to impervious, and he still has that special power with mind control and the phasing move 4 or less close attack, and he still has leadership. So that's a solid 50-point 50-point piece in my opinion. I like it. And then added onto that prob for range attacks if you're using the team up card. Martian Manhunter. John Jones. Alright, let's see what we have. So still no super rares. We're hoping to get, usually a brick averages about 3 super rares. Maybe 4. So we'll see if they appear in these last 6 boosters. We've done 4 boosters. We have 6 more to go. I know we've already revealed the chase, so tune in to see. Maybe I'm looking for Darkseid, so hopefully we'll pop Darkseid. Or what other super rares are really good? There's a bunch. There's a lot of really good super rares. I'm not sure exactly offhand. Alright, well, it looks like we got our first super rare, and it is Booster Gold. We have Booster Gold, Jonah Hex, Black Canary, Lex Luthor, the 30-point Lex Luthor that is really Wally West, and Copperhead. So let's look at Booster Gold. I'm actually happy that I got Booster Gold. I'm not sure if he's the best of the super rares, but he was a great character in the cartoon. I really liked him in the cartoon. When this set first came out, I quickly, especially after watching Scott Porter do his review of the set, his preview of the set, I was really excited to binge watch the entire series, because I had never seen Justice League Unlimited before this year, or before last year, so I definitely watched the whole thing. And it was really good. I have to say the quality is definitely there. Pretty much all DC cartoon series are just generally really good. DC does a good job with cartoons. So here's Booster Gold. Great sculpt. I'm going to try to lay him down so you can see. Let me tilt him a little bit. He's like in the air there. Here's his card. So he has Justice League International, Celebrity, and Future keywords. He's set number 53. Real name, Michael John Carter. He has the Justice League Unlimited trait. We know what that is. He has another trait called Crowd Control. Barrier. Barrier is free, but only to generate 2 markers. Free barrier is always good. He has an attack power, 25th century technology, incapacitate, and knockback. So that means if you incap somebody, I believe you can knock them back with the incap. Because if it's automatic knockback, then any hit counts as for knockback, I think. And then he has another. He has a damage power. Skeets, Booster Gold's biggest fan. Perplex and Prob. When Booster Gold uses Perplex to target himself, he may instead modify a combat value except damage +2. Yeah, well, having Perplex and Prob is always good, especially when it's a special Prob. I mean, a special Perplex. And that's his dial. He has 80 points, which is not bad. He has 10 movement, running shot, 10 attack. So a little bit of a low attack, but he can always boost it up to a 12 with that Perplex power. And plus he has Prob. So I think that's why his attack values are low, because he can potentially boost them for himself. Or boost them. And he's got an 18 defense with invulnerable and 3 damage with that special power. Okay, so there we go. Booster Gold. There's a first super rare. And I like to put them back in their boosters. Every time I take them out, I'm putting them back in their boosters so that I can simulate sealed on my own while we're at home. A good thing to do is to simulate sealed play by keeping your boosters intact. That's something I like to do with certain sets. I don't know if I'll actually do it with this set, but we'll see. So here we have Common Superman. We have Amazo. Do we get a team up card for Amazo? I hope so. That's something I'm looking for, is an Amazo team up card. We have Sinestro. We have Stargirl. So that's our second super rare. And we have another Joker. So we have 2 Jokers. Joker count 2. No Dr. Fates yet, so we'll see. Did we get a team up card? I don't think so, because there's a super rare in here. But we got a Amazo, so we got the Joker. That's really good. Yeah, no team up card, but let's take a look at Stargirl, because she's the super rare. Another great sculpt. They did a good job on these super rare sculpts. She's I don't know what that is that she what is that thing that she swings around? Is that like a staff? But I know she has like some kind of telekinetic powers or like energy powers. I'm not really familiar with Stargirl too much. She is 60 or 30 points. Real name Courtney Whitmore, Justice League Unlimited trait. Also Starlight Snares trait. Once per turn, when Stargirl hits a standard opposing character, choose one. A hit character has immobile into your next turn. Or after resolution, Stargirl can use telekinesis at no cost, but only to target a hit character, and modifies her attack +3 for that action. So she can hit and make them immobile, or she can hit and then throw an object at them with TK an object at them, or hit and move them with TK. Oh, but it says only to target a hit character, so once per turn when Stargirl hits a standard opposing character, choose one. A hit character has immobile. So it doesn't necessarily be the hit character that Stargirl hit. If Stargirl hits one character, another character that you hit has immobile. I'm not sure about that, but it looks like it says a hit character, not the hit character. So then there's she has a defense power that says, I don't need a babysitter, Pat. Stop. Energy shield deflection. So she has a stop click. Let's take a look at her dial. It is 10 movement with running shot, 10 attack with, so she has 2 dials, 60 and 30, but at 60 points she's running shot in cap, ESD at 18 defense, and 3 damage with range combat expert. Now if you want to use her at 30 points, she is a sidestep with 9 attack and precision strike, 17 defense with ESD, and 2 damage with perplex. So she's a cheap perplex for 30 points. I don't know. You might not hit many people with the 9 attack for 30 points, though. I'm not sure if that power is gonna come into play too often. But it's a trait, right? I think it's a trait. Yeah. So that Starlight Snares is a trait. So it happened. She can immobilize a lot of people. Interesting super rare. I like her. Star Girl. Alright, let's see. So that's 2 super rares already, so we should have 1 or 2 more here. Okay, this pack has Vigilante, Batman, not the Prime Batman, Flash, Shazam, and we got our first Dr. Fate. So Dr. Fate count 1. Alright, so let's take a look at Dr. Fate, since we'll take a look at him. Dr. Fate. Actually, I kind of want to look at Shazam, but no. Yeah, we'll look at Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is a really good piece. So, Dr. Fate has the Justice League, Justice Society, Future, Mystical, and Past keywords. His real name is Kent Nelson. He's set number 4. Duplicates of myself throughout time and space. That's his trait. During force construction, you may only add Dr. Fate for 10 points if you also have a Dr. Fate starting at 65 points on your starting force. For all characters with this trait, if you have 2 to 4 characters named Dr. Fate on your force, action total +1. If you have 5 plus such characters, action total +2. At the beginning of your turn, so that's really great. You get like tons of actions, because if you start with 5 Dr. Fates, you have 2 +2 actions, and then let's say you have leadership, that's +3 actions. So then you will have 4, 5, 6 actions. You'll have 6. You could start with a total of 6 actions with somebody with leadership, and then 5 Dr. Fates. So I mean, like, you could have typically a Justice League or a Future keyworded team that has Amanda Waller, and then Amanda Waller will give you leadership for your team, and then you'll have 6 actions. That's if you start with 5 Dr. Fates. And if you want to start with 4 Dr. Fates, you'll just have 5 actions instead of 6, which is still really good. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. That's the Justice League Unlimited trait. We already went over that. So just to take a look at his 10-point dial, these Dr. Fates, what they have to offer for 10 points. They have the Mystics team ability and the Justice League of America team ability. They're 8 movement with phasing. They can taxi people around because they're flyers. They have 10 attack with telekinesis. So you have a bunch of TK, little 10-point TKers on your team. 17 defense with ESD, which is not a bad defense power, and then 3 damage with enhancement. so you can shoot potentially for big damage with so many enhancers on the map. So really good job for 10 points. They can get really crazy really hard to handle with so many Dr. Fates on the map, or Dr. Fate holograms, I guess, or like copies of Dr. Fate. It wouldn't really be holograms, because it's supposed to be magic, right? So like copies of Dr. Fate, multiples. So yeah, great piece. People are going to want to collect him like crazy. Him, the Dr. Fates and the Jokers. Oh, and I didn't even see we got a Flash team up card. Episode team up Green Lantern. At the beginning of your turn. Here, let's take a look at the Flash team up card. So this is the 65-point Flash. At the beginning of your turn, you may exchange the Flash's square with the listed friendly character's square. So, oh, that's a good one. So if you have Green Lantern on your team, you can, anytime at the beginning of your turn, just switch their pieces around. That's really cool. So you can bounce him around all over the place, because he also has a trait where if he occupies a square on the edge of the map, and that edge is the longest edge or tied for it, place him in the same row or column on the opposite edge of the map from that edge. So you could bounce him all over the map. Like you can replace him with you can move him to a square on the opposite side of the map, and then switch him with the Green Lantern and end up with Green Lantern there. You can do a lot of repositioning with this Flash. So that's a pretty cool flavor. Not sure how great it would be in actual gameplay, but I'm sure for casual it's really fun. Alright, let's see what we got. 3 more packs left. Alright, so we have Shazam, Red Tornado. Oh, we got Crimson Avenger. So this is a uncommon prime. Alright, we have to take a look at that. And then we have Vixen, and then we have Shade. So still not a super rare. So we might still have a super rare left. But I'm not sure. But it's interesting that we got a Chase and a uncommon prime in the same booster. In the same brick. I wonder if other people have experienced that. Let's take a look at Crimson Avenger. I think he is the prime version of the Question. Similar clothing. Just in red. Or in crimson, I should say. He has 30 points. That's pretty cheap. 4 damage. No, sorry, 4 range. With 1 target. 8 speed. With stealth. 10 attack with poison. 17 defense with, it looks like, combat reflexes. And then 2 damage with Perplex. So let's take a look at his dial. Or let's take a look at his card. Crimson Avenger, All-Star Squadron, Justice League, 7 soldiers, Soldier, Martial Artist, and past keywords. I'm glad that this prime gets a lot of good keywords, because sometimes really good, like, I mean, when you get like a really good prime, like Vulture Prime, they did not have the Sinister Syndicate keyword on Vulture Prime. Not that I'm complaining, because that's an awesome piece. But I like to have primes. I mean, they did the same thing with the Black Widow Prime from where it was Yelena Belova, right? But I understand she's not really an Avenger, so. But yeah, so Crimson Avenger gets the Justice League keyword, so that's really cool. He's got the Justice League Unlimited trait, which is also really cool. He has another trait called Knockout Gas. Smoke Cloud is free, but only to generate 4 markers. That's actually really good. Free Smoke Cloud for 4 markers. When Crimson Avenger uses it, after resolutions, choose an opposing character occupying or adjacent to one of his Smoke Cloud markers, and give that character an action token. So you can give somebody an action token every turn, because it's free. So you could just give somebody an action token. That's really good. Plus he has that Perplex. And later in his dial he gets Close Combat Expert. Let's take a look at his dial. 3 clicks long. It is, just like I showed you, he had the Perplex and the Stealth and the Poison. So I think he's a really good piece. Very good value for 30 points. I mean, that's why he's a prime. So really cool. I'm glad to have him. Glad to pull him. 2 packs left. Let's see what we got. Another Dr. Fate. We have 2. Dr. Fate, count 2. Alright, and here comes our 3rd super rare. We have Warhawk. That's a good one. Glad we got Warhawk. Let's take a look. So we have Dr. Fate, Copperhead, Supergirl, Star Labs Scientist, and Warhawk. And what a great sculpt on Warhawk. It's too bad the camera is so close to the table. Let me show it here. There's Warhawk. You can see it right there. Put it under this camera. Lay him down. Oh yeah, you could see him. Yeah, that's a great sculpt. Warhawk is, I think, the son of Hawkgirl and Green Lantern. Supposedly. Because they go into the future in the cartoon. Well, I won't give too much away, cause just in case people haven't seen it like I didn't until recently. Okay, Warhawk, set number 56. Real name Rex Stewart. Keywords: Justice League, Armor, Cosmic, Future, Police, and Warrior. Those are great keywords. Okay. He has a trait. We haven't seen this one yet. I mean, there have been pieces but I just didn't show them. Boom Tube Travel. So these are for future keyworded characters. Once per game. Phasing Teleport. When Warhawk uses it, his speed value is 12, and after resolutions, remove an action token from him. So if you do that once per game, it's kind of you can kind of use it as like an auto taxi, where you don't need to taxi him because he can just move where he wants to, and then take an action token off of him. You could probably find other ways of using that trait as well, but that was just the first thing that came to my mind. He has another trait: the skies are my home. You're just a passenger. Attack +1, but only if targeting a character with flying. Defense +1, but only when targeted by characters without flying. Then he has movement power, Hawkman, Sortie, Dive, Charge. Adjacent friendly characters with flying can use Charge. So that seems like an abusable power where you can make a lot of characters around you charge all at the same time. It seems like it could be abused. And then there's a defense power, Thanagarian armor, owned, American military honed. Energy shield deflection, invulnerability, and willpower. So let's see what he's got on the back. He is either 75 or 50 points. If you use him with that 75-point line, he has that charge blades. And if you use him at the 50-point line, he has charge quake with that movement power where he gives everybody around him charge as well. Pretty cool. I like that. I'm definitely going to use it. I'm definitely going to use Warhawk in a game or two or three or many. So I'm very happy with Warhawk. And let's see what we have for our last booster of the day. And I want to remind everybody, don't forget, I'm really happy that you are watching Coffee and Clicks, tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my content, and to hit the like button, and also to comment in the comment section. Maybe comment about which is your favorite super rare or chase of the set. Well, no, just if maybe your favorite piece in the set. What's your favorite Justice League Unlimited piece from this set, not counting the starter set? So we have, this is looks like futuristic Amanda Waller, the Cheetah, Captain Atom. We have Aquaman with a team-up card, and also don't forget we had a team-up card where I forget who it was, but somebody teamed up with Aquaman. So we can use both of those on the same team, and then we have a 30-point Flash. So let's look at the rare Amanda Waller, and also the Aquaman team-up card. So here's the rare Amanda Waller. You see she's got the gray hair. This was her in the future, where she kind of turned a little bit nicer than she was in the cartoon. She's 35 points. She has the Justice League, Project Cadmus, Suicide Squad, Future, Politician, and Spy keywords. Lots of keywords in this set. A lot of multi-keyworded characters in this set. Because the world needs a Batman, she has a trait. During force construction, choose a friendly character of 125 points or less with the Batman family keyword. That character has the future keyword. So you can include a Batman family keyworded character into a future keyworded team, and it will still be themed. At the beginning of the game, choose a combat value. This game, that chosen character modifies that combat value +1. That's really good. Okay, and then she has she has a damage power, leadership, outwit, and perplex. Wow, a lot of powers there. When Amanda Waller uses leadership on a result of a 6, instead of the normal effect, she may remove an action token from a friendly character anywhere on the map, and they don't need to share a keyword either. So just any friendly character on the map if she rolls a 6. And she has Mastermind. So that's Stealth and Mastermind. So she is pretty hard to kill if you position her correctly, because she has stealth, 5 movement with stealth, 16 defense with mastermind, and then that special power, and she's 35 points. And then we'll take the last thing we'll look at is Aquaman and his team up card. There's Aquaman. He is a different look from the normal, what you would see Aquaman looking like, but in the cartoon he looked a little different. With the long hair. Trying to get a good angle on him. There we go. There's Aquaman. Get that like hook for a hand. Yeah. Here's the team up card. Team up with Green Arrow. Okay, so yeah, so I think the Green Arrow was the very first team up card. It was team up Aquaman. So now you can use both of them. And so the team up Green Arrow, if the listed friendly characters on the map, Aquaman can use probability control, but only when targeted by a range attack. So we saw that before. That's pretty cool. And he also has the Justice League Unlimited trait. And then he has movement power, crashing wave, charge. When Aquaman uses it and hits after resolutions, knock back all adjacent opposing characters 2 squares. This is his dial. Long dial for 60 points. He's got 7 clicks for 60 points. So I imagine him being pretty decent and sealed, just because of his economic value. Alright, so that's Aquaman. So I want to just thank everybody for watching again. Don't forget, wake up and smell the clicks. You've been watching Coffee and Clicks. Thank you.